Jessica Calvello is another. And some people think it's Calvello. They're like, oh, Jessica Calvello. I'm like, it's not Hispanic, it's Italian. They're like, well, you don't look Italian. I'm like, well, do I look Hispanic? Because I have goat cheese skin. So I don't understand how I look anything like that. But it's Calvello, and it's nice to be here.
Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry. I don't even know my first name. I just said my first name. My blood sugar is really low.
Mine is too. So it's been
this is going to be good. This is going to be a good interview.
So it's been a while since the last time we got the chance to talk to you. It was at OhioCon 2015.
How long has it been?
Since OhioCon 2015, how have you been?
Math. How many months ago was that?
About 9 to. This is your first time to Matsuricon.
It is.
How has it been, and how does it feel to help raise money for the charity that Matsuricon partners with?
Now I'm going to be serious. I think it's awesome. The only other charity convention I've been to is Anime Detour.
Oh, good, yeah.
And that was amazing. I think it's great. I'm really happy to be a part of it, and I hope to be able to contribute some awesome things for charity.
Sweet, because I was here a couple years ago and helped them raise $1,000 in 4 hours with Ian Sinclair, Jeremy Lee, Scott Freeman, and a whole bunch of other great people.
That's amazing. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get some more fans out there that are willing to do that too.
Yeah.
So again, it will never end, and it keeps going. There's a potential Wink Wink Season 2 in the works over in Japan of Attack on Titan, and you've got a lot of Attack on Titan panels. How is it like squaring off against a couple of your other fellow guests this weekend?
When you say squaring off, do you mean like geometry, or do you mean like in the ring, like battle it out, or?
Well, there is one across the way from us right now with my other interviewer. That guy named Levi, I think his name is.
Captain Levi. I know him
with
well.
With the glowing, flowing locks right now that I'm seeing.
The flowing locks of pain. So yeah, we do have a Hanji Levi panel. I think on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome because he be my bae. Does anyone else have a ticket? She wants to know. He my bae. He don't know it, but he my bae. I do ship them sometimes. Actually, though, I think Hanji is really shipped with a Titan.
Yeah.
She's really only happy with them, I think. But and then we have so the Levi Hanji panel is fun and like, oh, we love.
Being comic party. How did you approach that role, knowing the show focuses on the anime and manga industry, and it takes on a comedic role? So I mean, you've been very involved in this industry for quite a good period of time, and that came out, I think, about the late 90s, early 2000s.
A lot of babies were had from then until now. We'll just put it that way. It was a long time ago.
And that show takes on the industry from a weird perspective. I mean, they're like, well, we want to get in the industry, but it's being done by the industry. So how did you guys here in America handle that perspective?
That's a really good question. Here's what I remember about that show. I think I had green hair.
Yes.
And I think my name was Emmy. Mm-hmm. And I think I screamed about pandas all the time. Panda, panda, panda! Right?
Yeah.
So you have a very well-constructed, well-thought question, and I remember that I had green hair. So I am failing right now, and I apologize.
It's okay.
I suck. I do remember the main character, who I guess we all sort of had a crush on or had a thing for, whined.
It's a weird harem.
Is a weird kind of harem thing. He whined, not the VA, not the voice actor, but the actual character was like all the time. And I remember at one point the director, Joe DeDorgy, Headline Studios, he did the dub, and it's a Right Stuff International dub. But Joe recorded it at his studio. And at one point we were like, does this guy ever get over himself? Like, he was just so whiny the whole time. That's what I remember. So I'm sorry that I can't answer your awesome question. It was so many babies ago.
Well, Phantom.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, it's a very unique title. How did you go about being in the show, given its subject matter on dreams and psychosis and death?
That's a great question, too. I also recorded that 1,000 years ago, and here's what I remember about that show. I remember that it came out really right after Lane.
Yes.
And it was overshadowed, and people compared the two series, and
No.
I've seen Lane. I've seen it 3 times. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
I've tried to. I have all 3 soundtracks. I freaking love that show. And I think what I would compare, if I was going to compare something, is that the tones were very muted. Like the animation wasn't like, kawaii, it was like very like
it was rooted in
downplayed. Yeah. But they have nothing to do with each other. But anyway, So and then I played two. I'm completely deflecting your answer because I don't know how to answer it, but I'm going to get there. So let me just keep deflecting. So I play Moto. Do you want to speed it up? Oh, just the deflecting? Yeah, this is what happens. Yeah, I'm just going to keep whatever. What's up? Flick, flick. So anyway, I play Moto in the first episode, and she's a depressed.
Yeah, she is.
She's just, everything is down here. She's just so sad. And then I play Poom Poom, who is this creepy little thing, episode like 7 or episode 11. And if you take a red balloon from him, he will take your soul. And it was like this weird Pied Piper kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So what was your question?
How did you take on the roles, given the show's content matter? Like I said, it was about that psychosis and psychology and death and dreams, because they're all technically individual episodes that tie back into that universe. There's only a couple reoccurring characters that obviously go through the whole thing.
Yes.
Obviously the one detective who's trying to figure this all out of all the murders, and then of course Boogie Pop Phantom itself.
Right.
You know, and as you're talking about with each individual character you've done, is that it's woven into this universe. And how did you handle that, knowing it's only 13 or 14 episodes, only 13 episodes long, yet it hits really, really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it. That is a really, really great show. Voice acting perspective. You shouldn't edit this because it's perfect the way it is, right? Right. Good night. So the way, I pretty much handle this is a boring answer. I pretty much handle every voice job that I have the same way, which is what is the character? What is the voice that goes with the character? Some directors want you to stay true to the Japanese tone, and if it's a lower character like Hanji, I'm not going to talk all the way up here for Hanji, and if it's a character like Excel, I'm not going to talk all the way down here for Excel because Excel's very excitable. So there's always like the acting thing where it's like, the character and the voice are the most important thing, especially when you're in the booth, and so there's not a whole lot of focus on the story. Yeah. Not that I don't want it to be, but I absolutely can't concentrate on it.
Unless, of course, you're after work.
Yeah, if I'm watching it, then I'm like, getting into it or whatever. But while I'm doing it, all I'm really seeing is script. Beeps, right, and hitting the sync. But I could tell while we were recording it that it was a really, really cool show. Yeah. And I got in there, a lot of other people had been recorded before me, cool. And so I got to watch some of their scenes, and I was like, this is a really, really cool show. So
there's one head explosion in there, so yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's kind of nasty, but I liked it.
Now, kind of going on the motif of adult humor, you are now working with the Cyanide and Happiness folks. How's it going, and what can fans expect from the series? I've seen the 2 that were on your bio. Those were quite entertaining to watch, especially the Weather Channel. So how was it? How was it working with that? I mean, when they went from these strips to now doing small animations of no more than 2 minutes, so it's weird because they have to translate that sense of humor into these 2 minutes of attention, and you still have to give that wit and believableness to it. So how is it working with those 2 creators on that project?
Oh my God. Well, and I've been able to work with 3 of them actually.
Oh wow, okay.
So Chris Wilson and Rob, I cannot say his last name, so I'm going to say DeBonkers. And then the other one is Irish and he has a complicated name. It's like McAlpha-Fatrick. And he's awesome, and they're all awesome, and I'm so glad to be working with them. And so for me, we do Skype sessions, and so it's always remote. And they working with them is exactly what you would think it would be. It's fun. We laugh the whole time, and honestly, my experience so far, and I just recorded another one with them, and I can't talk about it at all. It's. Let me just say, my parents are going to be really proud of me when they see it. They're going to be really, really proud of me. Oh my God. But it's so fun, and a lot of the characters that I've played in their shorts so far, not in their shorts. I haven't been in their shorts. Let me just be clear about that. I haven't actually been in their shorts, but in their animated shorts. That would be fun to be in someone's animated shorts. Now we're getting somewhere. So a lot of the characters I played have been just very kind of straight, not playing for the comedy, not like something like Excel, but all just very, very real characters in terrible situations or awesome situations. So it's actually really effortless working with them. First of all, their content is good and funny and solid and amazing, and they're really fun and smart, and it's just a really good time. I love working with them.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and I enjoyed them. Now, we're going to go on to the other track
I'm serious when you're like, now, and I'm like, oh my God, be serious, Jessica.
Like, onto the YouTube side of the voice acting industry. Now, a lot of YouTube content seems to be taking off in the world of voice acting. You've seen a lot of big voice actors now that used to do YouTube that are now actually doing real voice acting in the booth and everything. What is it like doing that? Because you had that opportunity to do some YouTube work for a couple years there. And
Are you talking about Team 4-Star?
Yeah.
Okay. I love them.
Because I every time I just yesterday happened to watch episode 4 of Halsing Ultimate, the normal version. In my head, I heard you the entire time going, da 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 da. I'm so random.
Lola, I'm so random. Tacos, Homestuck, Doctor Who. Oh my God, so fun.
Yeah.
But continue.
But that's what I'm saying is that we have a lot of YouTubers now coming into the industry, or vice versa, where it's like you going into the YouTube universe and then coming back out again. It's like this weird cycle.
Yeah.
So what's your take on it? I mean, knowing that you've been in both cycles of it, you know, I mean, you've seen a lot of like Kara Buckland. She was originally a Newgrounds voice actress who then moved into YouTube, and then from YouTube into voice acting itself. I have a personal friend of mine, Miss Amber Lee Connors, who started. Yeah, she's actually a friend of mine, like a real friend of mine. Yeah, and she started off on the Newgrounds.
Not a fake friend.
No.
She's as real as you can get. I love that girl. She is sexy.
Yeah, and then she moved from Newgrounds into YouTube, and then YouTube into voice acting as well. And I know her friend Sean that's friends with Michelle Knotts up, and he's gone from the YouTube into that. So it's like this weird cycle where they're going into it, and then you're kind of like, oh, I'll get out, and then I'll go back in, and I'll get out. It's like you can just jump in and out of the pool all you want.
Yeah. I think that in this day and age of social media-ing, it seems like the lines are all blurred now, because you used to have your YouTubers, and then you had your voice actors, and then, of course, you have your movie star actors,
right,
and you have your singers. And now that everything is linked and connected, it's very lane. It's like you can, right? It's exactly, everything is sort of meshed in together. I think that it is easy to jump around now.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who has a smartphone or an iPhone, you post it. It's on Facebook. It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube immediately. So I think that those lines are really blurred now. And I think that that's really cool. I haven't gotten into Instagram yet. Dear Lord, if I pick up one more social media, I'm going to have to give up something else in my life, either my dog, or I'm going to have to give up food or sleep. I mean, I can barely handle the few things I'm on right now, but never gotten a Snapchat, dear Lord.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, didn't wanna, but like, I mean, there's just so many platforms, right? And I just think that I think it's very accessible. It's extremely accessible, and then in the end,
Yeah. Of course, you don't want to give up your dog. You just got your dog.
I might eat my dog. His name is Menchie. I'm 1,000% being serious right now. I named him Menchie, and he does fit into my crock pot. He does. I put him in there. I didn't turn it on, but he is my emergency food supply.
Alrighty. Now, are there any upcoming projects you want fans to know about that you're allowed to talk about?
Oh, God. No, there's something I worked at over at Sentai that I can't talk about. There's a project I worked on in LA that I can't talk about. I'm dying to talk about it, and I can't. And then there's some Side 9 happiness stuff that I can't. Basically, I can say nothing. I can just say that I've got stuff coming out, and whenever it does come out, I pimp it as hard as I can on the social medias, not Snapchat or Instagram.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, these interviews are great when my blood sugar's low, because I already don't make sense as it is. But this is just like this is the worst. I don't know that we should post this. Is it going to be on all the social medias?
Just YouTube.
Oh, that's the biggest one. Okay, print it.
So, of course, as we discuss social media, you don't have Instagram, you don't have Snapchat, you have Twitter.
I do.
You have Facebook.
I do.
And a normal website?
No.
Okay.
But my Facebook is public and my Twitter is public. Twitter, whatever, same thing. So anyone can come say hi and twat with me and Facebook with me. And I don't think I'm on anything else.
All right, now, last thing. what would you like to say to all the wonderful fans that are watching this great interview right now?
Oh, I want to say I'm sorry that you're watching this interview right now. I'm sorry that you have wasted. How long have I been talking? 12, 13 minutes. Do something else. Don't be like me, kids. And eat a sandwich. If someone wants to talk to you, make sure that you eat a sandwich beforehand, or you'll look and talk like this.
Or during the interview.
Or during. And enjoy life and take risks and trust your gut and your sandwich. And that's not a euphemism, but it could be.
All righty. Thank you so much, Jessica, for coming.
I don't know why you're thanking me, but you're welcome.